We have a breaking news regarding Kylian Mbappe. What happened? This is a crucial day for the future of one of the biggest players in the world, because Kylian Mbappe doesn't travel with Paris Saint-Germain first squad to the pre-season tour to Japan and Korea. What happened? The decision is official. The decision has been made by Paris Saint-Germain. So it's not a mutual decision between PSG and Mbappe, no injury, no other things. Decision by PSG. Paris Saint-Germain, starting from today, decide that Kylian Mbappe is no longer with the first squad and is available on the market. So Kylian Mbappe for sale.
Big update there from Fabrizio. There's lots to talk about when it comes to this deal. Talks of Chelsea, talks of Arsenal. There's a rumor that 100 million euros could be enough to get this deal over the line. We're going to take a listen here to what Fabrizio says. We're going to look at Fabrice Hawkins, the Independent. There's lots to delve into, so stay with us on this video. But Kylian Mbappe leaving Paris Saint-Germain looks like it really could happen this summer. We're also going to touch on the Caicedo situation as well. So please hit the like button. Please make sure you're subscribing to the Terrace. Back to Fabrizio here, though.
This is the reality today. What happened? We know that in public, a few days ago, the chairman of Paris Saint-Germain, Nasser Al-Khelaifi, said in public that he wanted clarity in 7 or 15 days from Kylian Mbappe. This was the message from Nasser. Then the idea into the club was to have a final answer from Kylian Mbappe, extend the contract or leave the club now by July 15. This didn't happen. PSG decided to give Kylian Mbappe some more days to think about it with his camp, with his family. No answer, no communication, no public decision. And so what happened? That Paris Saint-Germain decide today with a very strong public message to exclude Kylian Mbappe from Luis Enrique's squad and to put Kylian Mbappe on the market. The first part is official, so Kylian Mbappe is officially not with the squad. The second part is not official, but I can guarantee to you that Paris Saint-Germain have decided to put Mbappe on the market.
And we now know that's true. He is on the market, 110%. But what does this look like? And this is a really interesting update here that states that, this is from The Athletic, that PSG may compromise on a fee for around 100 million euros for Mbappe. 100 million euros. 100 million euros for arguably the best player in the world right now. People may differentiate on that. Some may say Haaland, some may say somebody else, but he's there or thereabouts in everybody's top 1, top 2, top 3. I don't think there's a football fan in the world that doesn't have him in the top 3 players. 100 million. Everybody's interested. All the top clubs have got to be now looking at this deal. If we are to believe what they're stating here, everyone's got to be interested. Liverpool, City, United, Arsenal, Chelsea. We all have to be. Now, we all know, and I want to say this at the beginning, Real Madrid are the favorites to land him. And the cheaper his transfer fee, the more likely it is. We all know that. But reports of Premier League clubs getting involved has already begun. And we're going to go through these. I want to know what you think. I want to know what your opinions are on this. The overview, as you mentioned there, from Fabrizio Romano, and he shared this so you can all see. But PSG want to sell him. PSG won't put any veto to any club, open to every solution. So they're not Madrid only, or it's anybody that pays them essentially the most amount of money. So they remain convinced of an agreement between Mbappe and Real Madrid. PSG begin plans without Kylian Mbappe. So we know that's the overview. But one of the interesting stories that I read today was this. And this came out from the Arsenal presser, who said PSG consider Mbappe for sale starting from today. That's from Fabrizio. And what the Independent have said is that Arsenal would be Mbappe's #1 choice if he were to come to the Premier League. So should he sit there and go, do you know what? I love the idea of Real Madrid, but the Premier League is where it's at. Haaland's there. I want to compete against him. The Premier League is now the best league in the world, has the best managers in the world, and that is where I want to be. According to the Independent newspaper, Arsenal Football Club are his #1 choice. And maybe it's the Thierry Henry, Arsene Wenger, French connection. It could be to do with the kind of Arsenal are a very fashionable football club. I'm talking about, their merchandise, their brand. They're in London. There's something about Arsenal that's very attractive from a commercial standpoint. And that could all play a massive part. And I know a lot of rivals will say, there's no way Arsenal can do it. When it comes to, if you're talking 100 million euros purchase price, it's doable. And when it comes to Mbappe, there's so much commercial upside. You can spend more money. You'll make it back in other ways. The salary is where it could fall down, though. You are talking 800 to 900,000 pound a week, they believe, to bring him in. You're talking colossal amounts of money. But again, Mbappe would come into your team and would score you. Arsenal would become favourites for the Premier League if they signed Mbappe, in my opinion. If they had Mbappe last season, they'd have won the league. I believe he just brings that much more goals, that much more threat, that much more danger to an already brilliant team. So you can kind of look at it and go, is it worth the money? Absolutely. Will it happen? Look, it's a long way off. I'm just reporting on what is being said. Interestingly as well, there's another report. This comes from RMC Sport, who say that Chelsea and one other unnamed Premier League club are interested in Kylian Mbappe. So Chelsea are also heavily linked. We know what Todd Bowley and the Clear Lake Group are like. They may go at this and offer big, big money. Remember, PSG are going to accept the biggest bid. Now, if Mbappe says no to all the English clubs, I only want Real Madrid, PSG are stuck. They're going to have to maybe accept less money. But what PSG would really like is for the English clubs to show interest and Mbappe to be open to it, because then they can create a bidding war and get as much money as possible for him. Now, what's really interesting is what Fabrice Hawkins has had to say. Now, Fabrice Hawkins is a very, very credible journalist. If you're not following him, get following him. And he said here, and I quote, I want to read it's in French and it translates to English, but I'm going to read it out for you here. He states that Chelsea are interested in Mbappe. The Blues are studying the feasibility of the transfer. No offer at the moment. At least one other English club is interested. So that's two reports now that Chelsea and one other unnamed English club are interested in him. Now, we also know a Saudi club has offered him 400 million pound in salary over 2 years and 200 million euros to Paris Saint-Germain for the player. I don't think Mbappe is going to want to go and play there. So I don't personally see that happening. But they're the first club that's really made inroads into this. So Chelsea are looking as well. And I know I'll get called out for saying, no way will he go to Arsenal. I think he's going Real Madrid. But I can't not report on the stories and look at the alternatives. Equally, Chelsea have a chance. If he's open to the Premier League, Chelsea have a chance. Even without Champions League football, they have a chance. Again, attractive club, 2 times Champions League winners. They have the money. So, look, I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings on how do you see this situation panning out over the course of the transfer window. My personal feeling is Real Madrid will get him, but I do believe there's an outside chance for the Premier League clubs. I don't believe it's as cut and dry as there's no chance for them. No links of my club, Man United, looking at him yet. I hope they arrive. I hope we're looking at this deal. If you're talking 100 million euros, we should be all over this. Everybody should be. Liverpool should be. Even City should be. And oh, by the way, we should all be looking to sell major stars. I don't care that Rashford's done a new deal. You've got to sell him. Obviously, I'd rather sell other people. I'd rather... Listen, we only bought Anthony last season. Sell Anthony, sell Sancho, bring in Mbappe. If you're Liverpool, any of your front men, sell them. If you're Arsenal, again, I would sell Saka to bring in Mbappe. If I was an Arsenal fan, this man is so good. He's better than everything else everyone's all got, especially in those wide attacking areas. None of us have a player on his level. So it doesn't matter who you got now. Sell them to bring him in if you can. That's just my view. Now, moving on from the Mbappe situation, this is an update from the brilliant Bobby Vincent in relation to the Moises Caicedo situation. He says talks are expected to continue over the weekend between senior officials at both Chelsea and Brighton over Caicedo. He says Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, and others are set to meet with senior officials at Brighton to discuss the deal. They play each other very soon in pre-season as well. And I know I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. This is a very strange and complicated deal. And we're seeing two sides of a very well, we're seeing two sides of the same story. We're seeing two completely different narratives regarding this deal. One, that the player's unhappy, pushing for the move. 80 million should be enough. There's outrage in the Caicedo camp that he's being valued over 80 million, with industry insiders thinking it will eventually be done for 80 million. On the other side, you've got the pro-Brighton press that are saying it's 100 million or nothing's going to happen, and they're willing for him to stay. So it's a very intriguing situation. It's one I've been keeping a close eye on. The update is there's going to be new talks. And I think it's very significant that Christophe Vivell left Chelsea. Now, it'll be played down PR-wise as no big issue. For me, I believe Todd Bowley and co have said, hang on a minute. Your job is to come in here and help us close these deals, and you're not doing a good enough job. You're not doing a good enough job. You're gone. They'll paint this picture. I'm sure it's already come out. I haven't read the stories yet, but I'm sure they'll say he wasn't sure of his role. He wasn't doing too much. There was, too many cooks spoiling the broth. It was a mutual decision. It'll be spun like that because that is what always gets said. But this will be him not delivering, in my personal opinion. So look, I think the situation with Caicedo will resolve itself. I still believe Chelsea will pick him up in this window. There's no doubt about that in my mind. There's no doubt about it at all. I believe it will be picked up, but I want to know what you think. I want to know what you feel in regards to this. Do me a big favor before you leave, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification button as well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.